Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is Markpain, man. Going live here on Real Hot Radio. Hey, I wanted to talk about a few things about my past experiences working with Universal Motown. It is considered Universal Motown now. Back then, it was strictly Motown Biv 10 Records when I actually worked and was signed with Michael Bivins of the group New Edition. I wanted to talk about my experiences and where I have been. There have been a lot of people that's been searching online, a lot of fans, people that actually followed the East Coast family and wanted to know exactly where we were at. They wanted to know what happened, if we still existed, if we were still doing music, if we were still alive, Only a few people from that video are recognizable. Boyz II Men, Yvette Brown, who has done multiple works with BET, including the New Edition story. She played Michael Bivins' mother. She was actually in the video East Coast Family with me. So I just wanted to talk about my experiences with working with Michael Bivins of the group New Edition and the things that I experienced and where I'm at in my life as a musician. First of all, when I first met Mike, it was way back in maybe, I say 1991. It was very interesting because I kind of met him very awkwardly. A friend of mine, who was a partner of mine in the video, East Coast Family, actually introduced me to him. I was at the time doing some music production. I was always producing, always making music in my apartment. And I was kind of similar to like Teddy Riley in a way. Like everybody came to my apartment for music. Like they knew that I was the one to go to. I was the music man. So everybody would come to my room in my apartment to make music. So when I moved to Brooklyn, I met this very unique individual named Finesse. And he and I met. He was actually my mentor. And he had already been formally introduced to Michael Bivins of New Edition. Well, at that time, Finesse and I wasn't really on good terms at that time, but we were still cool with each other. We were still buddies. And we met up, and he said to me, "Hey, listen, I'm working on a project right now, and I need some music. Do you think you might have some music to submit to the project that I'm working on?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll probably have some stuff you probably can, submit to the project." So he said, "Okay, cool. I'm going to come to your house and play some music. And we're going to pick out some of the ones I think that might be interesting for the people that I'm working with." And I said, "Okay, cool." So he came to my apartment. I played some music for him. He said, "Okay, I like this one right here. I want this record right here for the album." I said, "Okay." So he said, "All right, go ahead and pack your clothes, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and make sure you have all your clothes packed." So at this point, I'm baffled. I'm like, clothes packed? Man, where are we going? I've never been out of the state of New York. Maybe like occasionally, drove out of state to Texas where we shot the video at. But I was never, you know what I mean? Like I was never to the point where I was out of state. So the next day, I'm not even packed. I got a little bit of clothes. And he goes, "Oh, yeah. What happened? I thought you was packed." I was like, "Packed for what?" He goes, "Look out the window." So I look out the window, and there's a limousine sitting outside. Mind you, it was knee deep in snow. He goes, "Oh, we're going to California." I'm like, "What, California? What you talking about?" And he goes, "We're getting ready to fly to California. Put your clothes on. Pack your stuff up. Hurry up and get your stuff packed up." So I'm like, "Okay." So We go downstairs to the limousine, and man, I was so excited. I had, at that time, at a young age, I was about maybe, I say 19. I had ulcers, man. So it was kind of awful in a way, because when you get nervous or when you get excited, it goes straight to your stomach. For me, it did. And so, I mean, it was just like really horrible, man. You know what I mean? I was excited. I was trying to be excited, but at the same time, I had to try to be calm, because not being too excited could have hurt me. And then at that point, I didn't have any medication to take. They didn't have the new medication out to take for ulcers. So we get on a plane. We fly all the way to California. And I wasn't used to the time zone. There's a 3-hour difference. We get picked up from the studio, the airport, I'm sorry, and we go straight to the studio. So Finesse is telling me, hey, man, unpack your stuff, man. We're getting ready to record. And I'm like, record, man? I'm tired. Man, I'm telling you, just unpack everything, man, and we're going to set up everything, make sure everything is straight, so that way we can just go and record. I said, okay, cool. So I think it was that night. I'm not sure if it was that night or the night after. We had came back to the studio, and we was recording, and everybody started coming in the studio. I was like, okay, who is these individuals coming in? Then before you knew it, these boys, the men are coming in, walking in the studio. I'm like, oh, sweat. I didn't even know, that I was being set up like that. And then about an hour or two later, Michael Bivins comes walking into the studio. And then I didn't know he was there, because when looking at him on television, I always thought he was a certain height. I thought he was like maybe 6'1" on my height, because the camera makes you look tall. It didn't. He walked right by me. I didn't even realize it. So my partner goes, hey, did you see Mike? And I'm like, no, I didn't see him. He's like, I think he went to the bathroom. So, I pretend like I went to go use the bathroom. So I walked in the restroom, and then, he was there, and I was like, oh, sweat. Like, it was amazing to see him face to face. After watching him on TV and seeing him in concert, it was amazing to see him face to face. You know what I mean? So he leaves the restroom. I pretend like, I'm using the restroom and stuff like that. So then I come out and walk into the area where he is in the studio with Finesse. And he kind of gives me the look like, oh, I didn't know you was the guy that Finesse bring to do the music. And so, we start vibing and start talking and stuff like that. And it seemed as if though the relationship took off right there and then. Like, it's like everything was like real cool. He was the coolest person that I met. He was like real down to earth. He wasn't real big-headed or nothing like that. He was just real cool and real kind of just silent. You know what I mean? He listened to everything. And he was very creative, very creative. Had ideas and thoughts that he thought would work, and, and I was just kind of just watching him, man. It was very exciting, very interesting to see how he was actually that person. It's a long story. It's really a long story. I really would like to talk to you more about my experiences working with him. But what I wanted to do was just kind of give you an introduction, a part one to my many parts that I want to talk about in my experiences working with Michael Bivins. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit that I shared with you. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com, The Real Markpain. Follow me on Instagram, The Real Markpain. Twitter, The Real Markpain. Wherever you see me, it's always The Real Markpain, or you can look for Markpain online. Google search me. Just look for Markpain music artist. You'll find me there. And then that way you can follow me and you can see exactly where I've been and what I've been doing. As an original East Coast family member from Motown Biv 10. So I'm going to holler at you guys. I'm going to holler at you, world. Stay tuned for part number 2 of my experiences working with the legendary Michael Bivins, Boyz II Men, ABC, and a lot of other hosts of individuals that were popular and famous back then. Peace.